In this video, I'm going to give you a breakdown on my Mass Gym formula. Now, Mass Gym, unlike the name, is not a mass gainer that's designed just to put on random mass, and by that I mean body fat. No, Mass Gym I designed specifically as a lean mass gainer. That means you can consume Mass Gym if your diet's proper and not gain any body fat. In fact, you can use Mass Gym while you're losing body fat if your diet is right. Now let's break down the three main macros in Mass Gym, starting with protein, our most critical macronutrient there is. Now each serving of Mass Gym provides 30 grams of that high quality protein, and that protein gets broken down into 50% micellar casein, the best form of casein you can have, 40% whey protein isolate. I don't use cheap whey protein concentrates, only whey protein isolate, the highest quality form that you can get, and 10% egg protein. Now a similar blend like this has been shown in research to be far more anabolic than using whey protein alone. Now after protein, we want to talk about carbohydrates, as those are critical in your mass gaining efforts. Have too many of the wrong kind of carbs and you end up gaining body fat. But if you get enough of the right kind of carbs, like in Mass Gym, you'll gain lean muscle mass without any body fat. In fact, even while you're losing body fat. Now let's first talk about the ratio of carbs to protein. It's a 1-to-1 ratio of carbs to protein. Many mass gainers use a 2-to-1 ratio of carbs to protein, even a 3-to-1. That way they can bump up the calories without having to spend the money on the protein and instead use cheap sugar. Now, not only does Mass Gym have a far lower ratio of carbs to protein, that way you don't gain body fat, but you gain muscle mass, but the carbs are specific to Mass Gym. You want the majority of your carbs to be low glycemic to prevent adding body fat and keeping those carbs as fuel and stored in your muscle mass. Now the third, and arguably one of the more critical macronutrients, is fat, at least when it comes to gaining muscle mass. And I have a patent pending fat blend that I put into Mass Gym. Now this patent pending fat blend provides an even ratio of saturated, monounsaturated, and polyunsaturated fats. And if you've done your homework and read up on my nutrition advice, I always recommend getting an even ratio of these fats in your diet. Now, while that may be hard to perfect with your diet, I've taken all the hard work and done it for you by putting that ratio in Mass Gym. That way, at least the meals where you're consuming Mass Gym, you're getting that perfect ratio of fat, which is gonna help, particularly with males, keep their testosterone levels high, keep body fat low, and keep the muscle mass and the strength gains coming. Now the last thing I'll say about Mass Gym are the flavors. My Tahitian vanilla bean, my chocolate mousse, and one of the most popular flavors of all, my apple fritter. So that's Mass Gym, the first lean mass gainer to hit the market.